I had a patient earlier today with her brace, and the little girl was like, "Mom, get the camera out, come on." You know?
It's a good, it helps.
Yeah.
It's helped me.
Good.
And it's helped. I'm hoping it's going to help somebody else who, like me,
Yeah.
is like trying to figure, because, like I said, there comes a lot of judgments when it's a voluntary amputation.
Right. I've known that other people get voluntary ones. It's just not as common.
Normally there's a reason. They said that most amputees, they told my stepson who was at the hospital when I had my surgery, that a lot of amputees wake up screaming. And I didn't. And that's because it's not as traumatic. I knew it was coming. I knew when I woke up the leg wasn't going to be there.
Right. And that kind of is nice because it gives you time to prepare. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm having those muscle spasms.
Okay.
Put something back there for the blisters.
Here? This yellow stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did they give you some wound care stuff? So the way this is going to work is you're going to hold on to this.
Mm-hmm.
You can slide this out like this.
Kind of like I was doing.
Yep. And then stick your arm out like this, because I'm going to try it. You're basically going to do this. And see how it goes on for you, and this pulls up. So you're going to do that with your leg, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to let you give this a shot. You have your own, you can feel what's, you need to stop and take a break. But basically you want to get this reflected as far out as you can, like this. This looks good. And I would just pull this up as you go, okay? So hold it and then push it up, okay? If you need some assistance. You okay? How's the sensation? And then you can just pull the rest of that. You okay? And then this one slides off. Now we do have a little bit of slack down here, and we do want that pulled up. If need be, if it's too uncomfortable, we can take it off and do it all from the beginning and pull it all the way out.
Let's try it. Trying to find a grip.
It's hard to because this is I'm going to pull it from the back a little bit too. Now the further you could reflect it with that device.
Ooh, that's catching on that stitch.
Okay. Let's take it off.
Okay.
So let's have you hold it here,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to hold from front to back, and we're going to pull off at the same time. Ready? There we go. All right. So it's okay. You're going to get some practice.
It's this little
pucker
back
They
here.
call that a dog ear. It's because that's what it looks like. However, what happens is that will go away if you wear your shrinker.
Okay,
So
good.
the pointy parts will actually start to.
Good, because that's where they really should. We should take that.
So,
Okay.
out like that.
You're sweating.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
It's warm in here.
Oh.
This little door closed. All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Very ready.
Go ahead and grab it too, and we'll hold it together. There you go. There we go. That looks beautiful. And then you can just pull that part out. And slide it
Much
off.
better.
Perfect. No slack at the bottom.
Nope, and it doesn't hurt that hard.
Yeah, and it's just a little squeeze. So you should feel that the muscles should relax a little bit.
And maybe the spasm should stop.
Right. Well, they might not stop completely, but it should lessen. It should feel like you have a little hug.
And that might help with the keeping everything where it needs to be for now while it's still.
Let's bring this back up for you too. One thing that I don't know if anybody's discussed with you, but it is very important not to just sit on the couch and let your leg hang off the edge.
No, I keep my leg up,
elevated
at all times, and I make sure there's no bend in the knee. But a couple times, actually probably every couple of hours, I'll do leg exercise.
Good. Very, very common what tends to happen. Also, I would recommend doing probably around at least 20 minutes to 30 minutes a day of laying on your tummy and stretching your hips.
Okay.
So what tends to happen is you spend a lot of time sitting, completely,
Mhm.
which this is good because you want to be able to straighten. It'll make your life with a prosthesis so much easier.
That's what they were telling me in the
Yes.
hospital, and so I've been
So-
making sure that I've been following all the little...
Right. So what I
Okay.
recommend doing is like, and you can break it up in increments. You want to do 3 times a day for 10 minutes.
Mhm.
Lay on your tummy and come up on your elbows,
Okay.
so that you're, kind of flexing your back a little bit. And what that does is it'll help stretch your hip muscles.
Okay.
Okay.
And
So-
where would you suggest I do that?
You can do it on the bed, you can do it on the floor, you can do it wherever you're comfortable, as long as you're getting that stretch on your hip muscles. So,
And as long as I don't notice any real major seepage, just keep wearing it.
yep, and you can hand wash this with lukewarm water and let it air dry.
Should I sleep in it?
Yes. I would wear it as much as possible, and that will help, shape your leg down. What will happen is eventually this will end up not being tight enough, which is a good thing because you're going to be shrinking down.
And then we'll have to decide that.
Exactly.
So maybe I should pop over here next week when I come for my appointment to see if I need to go down a size.
Well, you'll notice the difference, and then when you come back next week for your appointment with the doctor, let them know, be like, you know what, I think I need a smaller shrinker.
Well,
I
I-
shrink it down.
They said something about getting casted for my prosthetic.
Okay. So then, because we do need a prescription.
They didn't write that on the prescription.
They did give you a prescription to be casted, but they gave you a prescription for one shrinker. So we'll figure it out.
Okay.
So what she's saying is next week when we go to the doctor, if it feels like it's getting loose, we can have them write a prescription for a smaller shrinker.
And then-
When we come over here, they'll be able to do it, and then go ahead and cast.
And it'll be okay next week to not cast this week, cast next week instead.
Yeah.
I'm just with that still being
Yeah.
so open, I don't...
Nope, I totally agree. So, so we can wait till next week for your casting, and then, basically, the process of getting a leg is not, we cast you, you come back in a week and you get to go home.
No,
Okay. Right. So I don't know if Andrea had given you a little packet that explains some things.
I'm going to read over everything.
Okay, so, but I'm just going to give you the rundown real quick. How's it doing?
It feels okay, it doesn't hurt at all.
See? You got a little scared from all the stories you heard.
I know, right?
So, what happens with the casting process is you plaster bandage, okay? And we take a mold of your leg. Because, like I said, the prosthesis is built specifically for you.
Almost like when I got casted for my brace.
Very similar. So, from there, we actually will build, the prosthesis to your leg. And what we like to do is, we like to do what we call a check socket, okay? And what that is, it's kind of like that clear Tupperware material, of course a little bit stronger than Tupperware, but what we do is we put that with, the metal leg part with the foot, it's called a pylon and foot, which connects to the socket, which is the part your leg will go into, okay? Now, the clear socket part is, we call it a check socket, because what we like to do is we like to